Wake up in the morning, I just gotta get it. Wake up in the morning, I just gotta get it.
All right, welcome everyone to the Schoology Learning Podcast. Thanks for joining us. This is the podcast where we talk about some things we're hearing out in the world about education, as well as some tips and tricks about our favorite platform, which is, of course, Schoology. My name is Kellie Adie, and I'm joined by my colleague, Ericka Waterman.
Hey, Kellie. I'm so excited for us to take this time. I just remember how fun it was when I was teaching to take the lunchtime or, any little break that we had and just kind of talk with colleagues. So hopefully everyone can join us and just get a little chit chat about education and Schoology while they're at it.
Yeah, so let's get started.
Hey, Kellie, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. I am really excited to talk to you about this, mainly because you know so much more than I do, which is not a shock to anyone.
Which is also not true, but okay.
So I was asked by our marketing team to take a look at Hour of AI, which is an option with code.org. And they wanted to see if we could do something with PowerBuddy and get students involved with it. And what I found is I was like, oh, it's just not going to work. Like our PowerBuddies, it's a tool. It's a really great tool. You and I have talked about it before. We love our PowerBuddy, but it just didn't have quite the activity that it needed to have in order to participate with Hour of AI.
Yeah.
But I know you've worked with code.org and knew a lot more about them. And so I'm really excited to kind of dive in more about what's possible with code.org. And thankfully, we're also joined by Nikki, who is from code.org today. So Nikki, welcome.
Yes. Hello. This is so much fun. I'm just really, really appreciative of the opportunity to hang out with you guys today and talk more about what we're doing together. So we really appreciate our partnership with PowerSchool.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. And as Ericka said, I have some background with code.org going way back, like maybe 15 years ago, to when a colleague of mine, John Pierce, started hosting Hour of Code events in the district that I worked in Colorado. And I've kind of been following what's been happening with code.org since. And of course, now with TGI and some of the places in which code.org has really expanded its reach, I think the timing is really great to have you on and kind of share with us some things about code.org. But for those who aren't aware of what it is, can you give us a quick overview on what code.org actually even is?
Absolutely. Yeah. And just to let you know, my name is Nikki Navta, and I am the Senior Manager of Product Growth at code.org, which basically means I lead our sales team. But I always say it's the best job in the world because code.org's resources, all of our curriculum and our self-paced professional learning are all free. So my team gets to quote unquote sell, but we don't actually charge money for anything. So our team is more about awareness building and really diving deep and helping districts understand how and where and why to implement computer science and AI curriculum, from K all the way from grades K through 12. And yeah, just to give you the big overview, code.org is a nonprofit, and we're in about our 13th year. Our mission is to make computer science and AI education available to every student in every district across this country. And since the beginning of code.org, not only are we a national organization, but students and teachers around the world use code.org. And both of you have mentioned the Hour of AI. And for those of you that know code.org, one of the big movements that we started very early on in our company's history was a movement called Hour of Code. And the whole idea was just to try 1 hour. We put really fun exciting coding activities out there, and other partners. We encouraged other providers of computer science education to do the same thing. And we host this website where you can access literally hundreds of really high quality but short activities. And up until this year, it's been an hour of code. And there have been some pretty famous. Barack Obama did an hour of code in the White House one year. And a lot of other famous people have really helped us promote Hour of Code. This year, we are transitioning from Hour of Code to Hour of AI. Our company is really committed to AI education. And this is the first sort of kickoff to really help people understand just how important AI education is.
That's so cool. For the listeners, Nikki's background, I just love the line on this. It says, this fall, students won't just learn about AI, they'll shape it. And if they're like, it just gives me chills. I just think that's phenomenal because, the students are already out there doing, they're trying AI left and right, but to actually be able to do some of these activities to really fully understand AI and to shape it, like the slogan says. I just think it's a really great way to phrase that.
Absolutely.
Kudos to whoever came up with that one.
We've got a great marketing team for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as Nikki mentioned, it is free. So those of you who have not gotten the code.org app, it is available in the Schoology App Center. It is free. It does integrate. So, rostering and being able to pull in those curriculum materials. It's all available for you. So definitely take advantage. If you haven't looked at it yet, it is out there and ready to use and free. I agree. That's usually what catches people's ear.
Exactly.
That's what's so amazing is what a great resource it is, and it is free. And I think especially both Ericka and I were language arts teachers. So, when I was in the classroom, and this was a long time ago, so I'm going to date myself here, but there, you would take the kids on a field trip to the lab, and things would happen in the lab.
Right.
And then especially in the elementary levels, the kids would have specials and go to their technology, rotation or whatever. And I remember when I first started working at the district level, I had to support technology for the entire district. I remember realizing like what cool things were happening in those tech classes that I didn't ever get exposed to when I was actually teaching English. So I wonder if you could share, for those folks that maybe aren't computer science teachers, why computer science, why is it something you're passionate about, and why code.org has really, I guess, made that the mission to get every kid aware of computer science?
Right. So many reasons, but I think some of the top ones is that we all realize that technology touches every facet of our lives, just about every career path nowadays. I mean, you think about things like agriculture, which maybe way back in the day, there was not much technology that touches it, but now it is very high tech. I mean, farmers rely on drones, and, all of their machinery is highly has a lot of electronics and computer processing that it uses. And so, I mean, it just touches every industry. So no matter what kids want to grow up and, do when they grow up, they're going to need to be technology savvy. And, it's great to be a user of technology, but, a lot of people, especially with AI now, they're realizing that they don't really want to use AI unless they know something about it. Like, can they trust it? Is there bias? Are they getting exposed to hallucinations? Well, one of the best ways to understand how to use a technology is to understand what makes the technology, and so that you can become a more informed consumer. So we have lessons that, kids as young as third grade can do. AI for oceans is the one I'm really thinking about. Is kids play a kind of like a game where they train a large language model, and they teach it, is this garbage or is this a fish? Is this garbage or a fish? And so they do this training in this really fun way, and it's a great way for it to really hit home how a large language model is trained. So we really try to, all of our activities were really all about fun. And so that's probably the bedrock of why computer science and AI education is important, is because, you can use it, but you need to know how it works in order to be an informed consumer. And then I'd say the other thing is computer science and AI uses skills that are applicable to all different kinds of things in your life. It's about reasoning and problem solving and sequencing. So there's a lot, it's just good for your brain. It's a great skill to learn.
The amount of times I told that to my students when, I'd make them find theme and they're like, well, no one's ever going to ask me to do this in my job. And I'm like, you'd be surprised, because it's all about the brain, like it's working that muscle, right? It's, making those
Absolutely.
connections. And that happens in all kinds of ways. So yeah, that's a great call out.
Yeah.
Well, and you had mentioned like there's a lot of material out there that can be done cross curriculum. Like it doesn't just have to be a technology classroom, or you can there's resources out there that expand it well beyond just one particular subject area.
Absolutely. One of the things that we heard loud and clear over the years is that a lot of teachers who don't teach, math or computer science would like to, expose their kids to computer science. They have an interest in it, but they don't necessarily have time either, right? To dedicate it to a computer science only sort of, lab experience or special. So we did develop, there's a series of activities. Some of them are one class period, some are up to a week or 2 weeks. And it's called Computer Science Connections. And you can go to the code.org website, or you can even just Google code.org Computer Science Connections, and the page will come up. And it's some really, really fun activities. So AI for Oceans is one of them that I was mentioning. Another one is coding with poetry. So
I love
kids
that
write
one.
their own poems, and they write them in, in the computer, and then they use drag and drop block coding to decorate and like animate their poems. So that's super fun. There's one which is creating a map with, in code.org. So they can do like a local map of their community. Again, learning about how to code their map. What else? There's just so many different cross-curricular ones. We have one that's coding a geometric star quilt. So teachers can meet math and computer science standards at the same time. Yeah, and all of our curriculum is correlated to standards. So like coding with poetry, it's correlated to English language arts standards as well as computer science standards. So when the teacher opens up the interface, they can see, exactly what standards they're hitting.
Nice. Well, and it's just nice to have a fresh take on that. Like Kellie and I've talked about in some, previous episodes, like trying to make sure you're staying fresh, not only for, the teacher to feel invigorated in the classroom, but also finding ways to get kids interested in what they're learning.
Yes.
And this sounds like a great way to do that. I definitely know my students would have been more interested in coding a poem than just writing it out on a sheet of paper.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
Well, actually, when you described the oceans, I was like, I think I might want to try that. I think that would sound fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah. What kinds of things exist out there to support teachers who maybe either don't know about AI or don't know about coding? I know Code.org has resources for professional learning. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, in the past, our model for professional learning was generally in-person summer workshops. And we still do offer those through regional partners. But the demand has really shifted, especially post-COVID, to sort of online, self-paced professional learning opportunities. So we actually have it's a course that's online that you can take. It's called AI 101 for Teachers. You Google it, you'll probably find it. And it's really fun. It's a series of 5 videos, and there's some, question and answers built around it. So, I mean, that's a great place for teachers to start. And then any of our curriculum, when you access it, the system will show you which professional learning that's online and self-paced that correlates to the curriculum you're interested in teaching. So you can either just try the curriculum yourself as a way of professional learning, or you can try, you can work on the professional learning that we've written that correlates to the materials that you're interested in teaching. So,
That's
we really
fantastic.
hope to
Yeah.
demystify computer
I
science
was
and AI
just
for
gonna
teachers.
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
'cause
often
it's-
say we're like the on-ramp for teachers.
Yeah.
Like if you're just not sure, just come to code.org. Like we'll get you going. It's an easy place to start.
Yeah, that's such a good word to use for this, demystifying, because I do think with any new tool, like again, dating myself, but I remember when email came out and I was like, I'm not going to use that. Like, I don't, because I didn't fully understand it at the time. I know
Right.
it's
It's fun to think
embarrassing
about.
now looking back, right? Like, of
Yeah.
course, I use it way more than I ever thought I would. But again, once I understood it and understood its value, and obviously world changed and I had to embrace it. And I think the same thing's true with AI, right? Like people can be a little nervous about it because it's
Right.
something different, but understanding it and realizing like it's gonna start happening, everybody's embracing it. You got to keep moving with the times. So it
Yeah.
sounds awesome to have some resources to really help out with that.
Mm-hmm.
Not just that, one thing I thought about when you were sharing that, Nikki, is all the people that are not moving forward with AI because they are hesitant about what it means, but they're also
Mhm.
waiting on policy or guidelines
Right.
from their district. But that doesn't mean that you have to wait for that to learn. So, you could learn now, even though maybe you're not at a place where you could actually use it with kids, but still, I think sometimes people think they can't learn until they get the okay to use with kids, but I think we all should know, but we should all know more about how AI works and
Right.
demystify it. Like who's the wizard behind the curtain here?
Who's behind it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I will tell you, if anybody is, especially if districts have actually banned any outside AIs, what we've done, at least for now, is all of our AI tools are what I call AI simulators. They actually don't connect to an outside AI that kids could sort of find any old information. Our AIs are curated by our engineers, and when you use them, you don't get the same results every time. I mean, you really do think you're talking or using an AI, but it's not connected to any place where kids could get into trouble. So we really have safety in mind, when we develop our tools. So you can use
Fantastic.
code.org and
Mhm.
not be afraid that you're gonna, get your kids or yourself in trouble as a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
great.
What a good way to dipping a toe into the pool, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
to try it out.
So you mentioned the Hour of AI, which I know is coming up. It's December.
Computer Science Education Week goes December 6th through whatever it is, the 13th. Yes. So that's a Saturday to a Saturday. Yeah.
And I know that's something I remembered from code.org, is it was a day that we dedicated and we all got together. And so first of all, is there anything you want to share about what Hour of AI is kind of doing that might be different? And then also anything you're excited about that's coming up that code.org is working on that you can give us a sneak peek on?
Absolutely. I mean, code.org is always working on something cool. It's one of the reasons I love working here. Hour of AI, we kick it off at Computer Science Education Week this year. You can go to the Hour of AI website and see all kinds of resources. Again, we've curated a lot of different activities. Our flagship activity is so fun. It is a combination of music lab and dance party, if you're familiar with any of those activities on code.org. And it uses AI, of course. So I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're really, teachers can do Hour of AI any time of the year. We make a big splash of it and it's easy to market it because there is the week of CS Ed Week, but we want teachers to know they can do an Hour of AI anytime. And then the thing I'm really excited about is we just created our first new curriculum in a while, and it's called AI Foundations. And it's geared for grades 8 and up. and it can be taught modularly, half a year or a full year. And it really is the set of skills that code.org believes kids need to know in order to be successful in our AI powered future. So it covers topics like cybersecurity, AI, uncovering AI, bias in AI, how AI is built, a little bit of Python coding, because, you know, coding is maybe not going to be a highly valued human skill, but humans still need to know how to do it. So we teach a little bit of Python programming. It's a really great survey course, a lot of career examples.
Very cool.
So for kids who are interested in answering that question about like, how does technology integrate or affect like the thing I want to do when I grow up, there's a lot of, we've interviewed a lot of different CEOs of a lot of different companies, and they've talked about how their companies utilize technology. So.
Oh, that's so great. Because I do think, I have a son who's still in high school, and he's not sure what he wants to do yet. And I'm like, you know what, that's okay. Because I bet that the job you're going to end up doing doesn't even exist yet today, right? It'll be something like when I went to college, I did not know that my role existed. I wasn't aware of product management back then, right? And now it's commonplace. So interesting to hear that there's going to be that take on careers as well. That's really fantastic work.
Well, I hope that this gave people some ideas on what they could explore. I mean, it really is an amazing resource, and the fact that it's free and, you know, you can Google it, or if you want to try it with kids and add it into your Schoology course, it's really easy to get set up. And I'm just so thankful, that code.org exists and has made these resources available for free, but that you were able to join us and talk a little bit about that.
So lovely.
Yeah, I really appreciate the invitation. And this time went by really fast. Districts are always welcome to, my door is open. It's nikki.navta@code.org is my email address. That's my job, is to support districts in any way we can. So I'm happy to answer questions from anybody that wants to know more.
Well, thank you for everything that you do. I can tell you're passionate about it, which is always a plus. We just love talking to other people who are passionate about education.
That's great. Thank you both.
Well, thanks for joining this episode of the Schoology Learning Podcast. Hope to see you next time, where we'll talk about some more topics of interest and, of course, talking about our favorite platform, Schoology.
And in the meantime, if you click on the User Toolbox at the bottom of the Schoology page, there are lots of resources out there, including other episodes of this podcast to listen to. Until next time.
And hope to see you next time. Thanks all.